I forgot to tell a story from last week on the podcast. The it's a great story with Superman the the first Superman the movie. I my folks went with uh I believe our Uncle Ed and probably a few other people to go
Hmm.
see the first Superman movie when it opened up. And my parents always told me the story. um, when they sat down, something happened where my mom's wedding ring fell off and
Oh,
flung somewhere in the theater. So for like the first like 20 to 30 minutes of the movie, they're like on the ground searching for the ring. And eventually they found it and got it
that's
on.
good.
But yeah, I mean that's like a piece of family lore right there that
Oh
like I
my
can't believe I forgot to
god.
bring it up during our last episode.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. I yeah, I don't think you've ever told me that before. I mean, I just love the image of like a packed theater house, your mom and dad just crawling on the floor, going underneath people's legs, like, excuse me, sorry.
It's that time again. Time for the all new Culture Cast, which begins right now. Welcome back, everyone, to the all new Culture Cast. I'm Nick, and with me tonight is, of course, the Gorehound
Report live from the graveyard.
and cousin Charles.
Konnichiwa.
Is that offensive?
No,
Amen.
it's not. Is Ola offensive?
Hmm. Did I
Just
say
speaking another
Ola?
language.
That's true. I guess not. I don't know. I don't know what's appropriate anymore. I just live my life one day at a time. But I'll tell you what's not appropriate. Probably these two movies we watched tonight,
I
Yep.
or
was not expecting these.
like we're continuing our summer of Superman with the next two Christopher Reeve, the next two, and technically the last two Christopher Reeve Superman movies, aptly titled Superman 3 and Superman 4: The Quest for Peace.
Did they find it? Let's find out.
Ah, so but before we jump into all of this, Gorehound.
Man
I'm gonna
crush.
throw it to Christopher Reeve. Man,
All
he's
right.
he's been fun to watch. These two movies. He is a solid piece of man meat.
Dun dun da, indeed.
He's a Superman for a reason. A Superman for all seasons.
Ah, also the name of a
Well,
comic title.
yes, it is.
So Christopher Reeve, he's reeving you. You know,
Amen.
I don't think in any of these movies, and I guess it was a different time back then, but I don't think uh Christopher Reeve has ever took his shirt off in these movies.
Oh yeah,
I just found it interesting because you're the heyday of the 80s action, right?
yeah.
And like he clearly worked out to be in Superman. But like I'm
I
pretty
love
sure.
his physique. Like
Yeah.
this is just like achievable physique. Like during the 70s, 80s, when it was
Hmm.
just like, yeah, like that's just a normal guy. And now looking at like Rock, and it's just like that's just unachievable by regular persons.
Are you
Well,
suggesting The Rock uses steroids?
none, none wrong with a little roid rage.
Piston bottles use steroids. Yeah, I just good. He definitely has a. He was trained by Darth Vader.
That's
Fun
true.
fact.
It's true.
Fun fact.
What is it? What's the what was the guy's name?
David Prowse.
David Prowse. Yeah. Uh,
Continue talking. Hang on, I got a annoying cat that's like going berserk by the door here.
mm, don't we all hate that? Oh, I just heard Max bark. Fun fact to people listening at home: in the first Superman, they actually had to do several reshoots because Christopher Reeve had bulked up so much during production
Oh, that's cute.
that
He's
earlier
working hard.
shots did not match up with later shots taken.
Yeah.
What did
Not
I
to
miss?
not to jump ahead, but since we are talking about his physique, it was the same actor in Superman 4, right? Throughout the movie.
Well, I'm sure he had a stunt double at sometimes, but yeah,
Okay.
Christopher Reeve played Superman and
Okay.
Superman
There
4
was no
throughout.
like swapping actors or anything. Because when he was like emo, like he looked significantly different where I really thought that it was a different actor.
Oh, you're talking about Superman 3, right? Where he gets like he
Oh, yes.
starts yeah.
Uh Actually, no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's Superman 3.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Oh, right, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Probably the
they darkened his suit. He got like the 5 o'clock shadow. They even like darkened the
Right. It was
wig he was
so
wearing.
good where I thought it was a different actor.
Don't people don't give Christopher Reeve enough credit. He's like a really good actor, but
Mhm.
he just couldn't find work after Superman, and the projects he picked were like not good.
Man, yeah, he's fun to look at.
There was one movie I watched with him in it. I remember I rented this thing off of Netflix probably close to 20 years or so ago, and the sole reason I rented it is a movie called Speechless. The sole reason I rented it is because it starred Christopher Reeve and Michael Keaton. I think you all know
Oh,
where this is going, and I want to see Bruce Wayne interact with Clark Kent. And I was not disappointed. They have like one or two scenes in the movie, even though they are main characters, the characters just don't interact much. But yeah,
well, I'll be damned.
fun
Ah,
fact.
fun.
So, Gorehound, did you watch both of these then?
Yeah, I got around to it.
Okay,
Yay.
In backwards order. I
it
finished
doesn't
three
matter.
today.
Mm.
Yeah,
I
yeah, because I was more intrigued and interested with these. It might be a fault of my own that I chat on the first and second so much, but for what it's worth, I enjoyed these two.
So, the how the story goes is that after Superman 2, generally these two are perceived as a huge drop off in quality. Um,
Oh yeah,
and the same producers did Superman 3, but by the time Superman 4 came around, the Silkheads, who produced the first three and the Supergirl spin-off movie, like sold off the rights to Canon Films. Oh, I sure wore my Canon Films shirt today, didn't. Um,
Dang.
and Canon Films is infamous on producing low budget, really crappy
it sounds familiar.
Mhm.
like action films.
It if you've ever seen a Chuck Norris movie or anything starring uh
Charles
fuck what
Bronson.
Charles Bronson. Jesus, I couldn't remember the first name. It's my first
It's
name.
your first name.
Yeah, if you've ever seen a Chuck Norris or a Charles Bronson movie, it was most likely produced by Canon Films. Golan and Globus.
The didn't the Punisher movie, wasn't that a canon film that we watched not that long ago?
Bloodsport, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Oh, Life Force, that was canon. And He-Man, Masters
Yeah,
of the
oh yes,
Universe.
definitely He-Man.
Oh
That's one we
yeah.
gotta look at sometime too.
He-Man.
I love that movie so
Yeah,
much.
no time is ever wasted when you're watching that one.
Um, so Canon Films, it's one of those film studios that like none of their stuff is good, but you can't help but secretly kind of like it because it's so bad it falls in that so bad it's good category. But I'm not sure if Superman 4 falls into that, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. You're about to say something, cuz what was that?
Well, I was going to say, just a brief spoiler. I very much enjoyed Superman 4. I thought it was after I think of all four Christopher Reeves movies, I think it's the second best.
Whoa. Uh uh um
Which is
God, why would you say something so controversial? So how's that go?
and why would you say something so controversial and yet so brave?
There you
Wait,
go.
what is your ranking of the Christopher Reeve films in order?
Uh, because this is actually my first time seeing two, three, and four. Like I've only seen one when I was like a kid. So Superman the movie, Quest for Peace, 2, and then 3.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it's not a it's not
Okay,
a
I'm looking forward to the rest of this podcast where I could hear about more about this.
So do we just want to go in order? Do you want to start with number three then, and then we'll go to
Jesus.
four?
I think that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Okay. So I'm going to say full disclosure. I have a soft spot for number three. I did not see number three until my senior year of college. I just rented it on a whim, and I was like, all right, strap ourselves in. Let's see what this is. And I came away from like, you know what? I didn't think it was that bad. It's not great. I didn't think it was that bad. Um, the effects are great for the time. Was it 83? I think this movie came out.
83. Yep.
Um, the Christopher Reeve still's got it. Still's got it.
Hmm.
I think his chemistry with Annette Bening, not Annette Bening, Annette O'Toole, Lana Lang. I thought all those scenes were great. The evil Superman was fun. Uh, and the junkyard fight I thought was really top notch. Um, Now the plot is weird. Richard Pryor's edition is weird.
So
I feel like he
who
wandered
is
in from a
Richard
different.
Pryor?
He was a famous comedian of this
Okay.
sort of era.
Okay.
I think 60s, 70s, 80s was his heyday. He had a string of films
With Gene
with
Wilder.
Gene Wilder,
Okay.
which were varying degrees of success,
He's a
but they were
stand-up
known
comedian
for it.
actor.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
He's like Kevin Hart.
Yeah, I think that's a good or
You know how
I
many
follow
like
that.
comedy fans heard you say that and died a little bit
Oh,
inside?
they're going to keep dying because I
Oh.
got some takes.
And
Now,
does he correlate to an actual DC villain?
no.
Okay.
So,
Does the girl?
no.
Okay.
All of these characters are made up for the film.
And they
Except for
don't like
Lana
have any
Lang.
fun
Oh,
names
except for
either.
Lana, the villains, I'm saying, but except for Lana Lang, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so
Lana Lang is
yeah,
okay.
that's his high school crush, who we saw briefly in Superman the movie, as well as her douchebag boyfriend Brad, but of course now they're being played by different people.
Yeah.
Um, the so the original story to this it's pretty wild. They wanted to bring in the villain Brainiac,
Okay.
which kind of explains where the computer stuff came from. And they wanted to bring in they the stories vary, but they wanted to bring in a new love interest regardless because they felt they played out the Lois and Clark angle, which is why Lois disappears for the entire movie pretty much.
Hmm.
Hmm,
Though other stories say they were pissed at the actress because they didn't like how all that drama behind the scenes of Superman 2 went down, and she was very critical of the producers. So they're like, we're going to keep you in the movie, but you're not going to do much. They basically kind of wrote her out.
sure.
Yeah.
So I don't know which one's true, but that's what they say. Um, the but the original love interest they wanted to bring in Superman 3 was Supergirl.
Oh,
It wasn't going to be his cousin.
Mm,
Um,
convenient.
yeah, they eventually went back on that idea and they scaled it down to what we have now. And the reason Richard Pryor is in this movie is because I guess in some interview somewhere he talked about how much he really enjoyed the Superman movies. And the producers were like, huh, would he want to be in one? And Richard Pryor was like a hot commodity at the time. So they got him in as Gus Gorman, and the rest is history.
that's fair.
I appreciate that background of this because I did not know any of. I'll be honest, I did not know any of that.
Because it's pretty
Sure.
wild. Like, why would they have uh Richard Pryor in a Superman movie? It would be like to use your comparison, because if in the next um if they made a Man of Steel 2 or in the next James Gunn Superman sequel, they do bring in Kevin Hart as like the co-lead of the movie. It'd be like, okay. I mean, not that he couldn't play a role. I have no
It's
doubt
a
Kevin Hart.
Superman movie, not a Kevin Hart movie.
Right.
I,
I mean, not it would be, yeah, exactly. It would be like bringing Kevin Hart in and not playing a character. I could see Kevin Hart being in a superhero movie besides the actual movie titled superhero movie because he was in that.
he
Um,
was.
like I'm sure I've seen him act in different things. I'm sure he could be fine, but it's like, but if he was just playing like the goofy shtick that he does, it would like, why what are they doing? But
I will say this because Kevin Hart came up because I when I was watching Superman 3, uh, I don't know why. Well, but I will say this: if we lived in the alternate timeline where Black Adam was a hit, like $2 billion box office, everybody loves back Black Adam. Black Adam 2, starring The Rock and Kevin Hart, sell like gangbusters.
I
He doesn't
almost
with
even
wish
need to
we're
with
be a
not.
him as
D.
the Riddler, maybe
Oh, yeah, James, put the Rizzler in a movie.
just force them to work together
The Rizzler could be
within the
Bouncing
comics.
Boy from the Legion of Superheroes. That's a character, isn't it?
I'm sure the Legion of Superheroes has like a billion characters, all of them ridiculous.
What for a comic book movie? Comic book? Say
Um,
it ain't so.
so but yeah, so having Richard Pryor is very weird, especially like he he's playing like a real goofy character. I know the villains in this movie have always been goofy, but like it's just
Uh,
it's weird.
do you want me to start giving my hot takes?
Yes, a hot takeaway, cuz
Okay. My hot takeaway from Superman 3 is I don't think Richard Pryor is very funny.
in this
Object
or ever.
uh, Kind of in general, I think I remember years ago I saw one movie with him and Gene Wilder where they were like in prison or something like that. And I was younger, maybe like high school ish. I remember not really getting it, and and I really haven't seen anything else with Richard Pryor in it. And then watching this, I'm just like, what was the appeal of Richard Pryor? Like, I just don't think he's funny. I'm
Yeah, a
sorry.
lot of times I didn't know that what he was doing was comedic, other than the score of the movie telling me, oh, it's something funny. I don't really get what his character is like. I know he was like the smart programmer,
He
and that's about it. That's being taken advantage of.
he's an idiot savant. Like he never did computer programming, but then he shows up at this like how to become a computer programmer. He's like uh he's fucking hacker man. He just like gets it.
Hacker man.
Right. And so like he is a programmer now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's just like the story was so weird. I couldn't
Yes.
grasp it at any point in time.
Well, it takes forever to get to the actual villains and what they want to do. Like, because it's I don't know why they had to like build up Richard Pryor like learning computers, getting the job, not being happy with his paycheck, finding the loophole in the system, getting found out. I feel you could have like streamlined that. Like just have him like start the job there and being like, this paycheck sucks, and then go from there. Like, why do we need to see all the, I don't know.
Uh, it was important character development. We had to see where he started off as.
I guess. I mean, it does establish that he in the computer school, the teacher's like, "Oh, the computers can't do this." And then he does it. It's like, "What'd you do?" Like, "I don't know, I just did it."
Yeah. Uh, I will say, you know, well, I didn't think Richard Pryor was very funny. I do think this film may be influential in a couple ways.
Okay.
One, number one, I'm pretty sure Office Space stole its plot from this movie.
Oh, they directly referenced Superman 3 in Office Space.
Did they really?
Uh-huh. Because they
Oh,
when
I
they
must have
do
missed that.
yeah, when they do um oh, the pennies just round up, and they're like, why does it sound familiar? It's what they did in Superman 3.
Okay. Okay. Well then, all right. Well then, that leads me to my second observation, which again it goes back to
I didn't
Richard
even
Pryor
catch that that was what they were doing.
in Office Space.
No, I caught it in Office Space, but in this one, I wasn't really sure what that big computer was doing, other than computing.
I mean, at the end of the movie?
Yeah,
Oh, no, no. At the end of the movie, that's just evil computer. At the
right.
beginning of the movie, the reason he gets found out by the
Oh,
billionaires
okay,
because he was like siphoning off those extra pennies or whatever.
Yeah, and it like totals at $85,000. Which,
sure.
uh, fun fact, I did look up has the purchasing power of around like quarter million
Okay.
for reference.
Yeah, I
Uh,
guess I just skipped that part. I was
yeah,
in the bathroom or something.
I I do appreciate I did think this one bit was funny where Robert Vaughn, I don't even know what his name, not Lex Luthor, was like,
Websco,
yeah, Webster, was it Webster?
Ross
Websco.
Webster.
Websco?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, it is Webster. Ross Webster. Websco is
Okay.
the name of the company. Sorry.
What you talking about, Willis?
It's so
Oh wait, no,
difficult
that's
when
a different
these
thing.
people don't have
Webster
like
is a
alter
different cartoon.
names. It's like I don't know who they are because like they
It's not
don't have
important.
inherently evil or something. I'm just like, I don't know who you are. I don't know if I'm supposed to be making relationships between you. Like Jimmy Olsen, I got that one, and Perry White.
Jimmy Olsen
Um,
wasn't even in this one.
he was.
He
He was
was?
he very at the very beginning. He was with Clark going to Smallville, and then he hurts
Oh, that's
himself,
right.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
and then he's
Jesus.
out of the movie for the rest of it.
Yeah, oh man, that shows you how much of an impact this movie had. I couldn't remember that. That was probably another half decent sequence, the chemical fire. Like
Right.
there's some
He
pretty good
like
effects in there.
I love how Superman freezes the lake
Yes.
and like uses it to douse the chemical fires.
yeah.
Clever idea. Superman, one of when people say Superman's boring, he just punches things, they don't understand that Superman's actually he problem solves to like get solutions done. But what I also love is Superman probably killed all the sea life in that fish, in that lake.
He
Mhm.
skimmed a little off the top.
But what I was
And
about to say, the funny part I liked was when Webster was like, when they realized someone's stealing money from them, it's like, it could take forever to find out. Like, it's like, yeah, someone's going to steal that money. They're not going to draw attention to themselves. And immediately look out the window, and here comes Richard Pryor peeling in with like a fancy new race car. I don't know. I found that to be kind of funny. I mean, it's such a dumb joke and an easy joke, but it's effective. It worked on me.
Well, the other point I was going to make up were the influence of this film. Is this start? I think this showed off the modern comedy trend of you're a funny person, say something funny. We're not
Mm.
writing jokes, just say something funny, riff, because that's what they have Richard Pryor do. Richard Pryor do in this movie is just riff.
Yeah,
sure.
he sticks out. Even in like the villains are scheming. He's like at the top of the building, there's like this winter resort that they
Yeah,
have, and he has like this cape. He's just like jumping around this like pink not sweater blanket. Like Superman did this, and then he did that, and then he did that, and he's like on like the skis. Like I can't ski, and he like falls off the building and
yeah.
Yeah.
like lands down. He just lands in traffic and just like walks away with the skis on his like what is happening here?
It very much came off as a made-for-TV movie. That was just ridiculous for the
I
sake of being ridiculous. Just
I
get something out there.
I think I audibly shouted "fuck off" when I saw Richard Pryor skiing down the side of the building. Like, you gotta be fucking kidding me! This
I,
is
I I say that way too much during the day, just under my breath. Fuck off.
oh man.
Um,
Uh,
I will I the sequence at the end with the big evil machine that wants to live, um, when it captures the mom from the Goonies
Yeah,
and like turns her into like
that
the
that was
robot.
pretty cool.
Yeah, that's like you watch it as a kid, that you're gonna have nightmares. That's like stuff of nightmares right there.
And I because I saw it as it was happening, and I was like, oh my, they're gonna do that, and I'm like, oh, they did it, and that was pretty cool that they actually did it.
so Nick, I was going to ask you, did Star Trek: The Next Generation steal the Borg from this movie? That's a very Borg-esque thing to do.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure they stole it from somewhere, but
Not Superman 3.
I don't think probably a small influence if any, but
It is a great effect of her getting like digitized and turned into a robot lady.
right. Sis?
Yeah, and she's dead. I mean, we never see her after it. She's
No.
straight up dead.
So yeah, I had a question on that. I
Uh,
know she's dead, but the other two are still alive, right? Did Superman just leave him in that cavern?
let's see what Wikipedia says because I do not remember.
Because I know Richard Pryor's like, what's going to happen to Webster? It's like, oh, the police have to deal with them. But do the police know they're Superman? Going to do some frontier justice over here?
It doesn't say. It just says Webster and Lorelei were immobilized by Vera's energy beams.
They
Does
they
not say
get
if they
zapped.
survive. Yeah,
I don't know. Um,
maybe it's like a Christopher Nolan thing. I don't have to kill you, but I don't have to save you either.
nice gray area there, Batman. Keep it up.
Yep, that's what we like to see.
Um,
One thing that I did appreciate about these two movies, in comparison to the Henry Cavill and the more newer version of Superman, was just like how much fun it was to see him like really elaborating on like his secret identity and like swapping outfits and that being like an actual thing in the movie. Um, and yeah, just an alter ego. Not in an evil sense, but like I just don't see Henry Cavill like having that alter ego, like nerdy guy outside of being Superman.
He
no, yeah, Henry Cavill plays Clark Kent and Superman exactly the same. No difference. And I don't know, it just I, I don't know.
Citizens of Metropolis. Superman could be anyone. It could be your neighbor. It could be that old lady down the street. It could even be that reporter that's built like a shit brick house, stands 10 feet tall. Who
Gorehound,
knows?
have you seen the new Superman yet, Gorehound?
uh oh no, not yet.
Okay. 'Cause I not to spoil anything, but I feel
I mean, what's
uh
there to spoil?
I feel like he does a decent job playing Clark and Superman separately,
Sure,
but you don't see much of Clark in that movie, I would have to say.
sure.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because you're watching it for Superman.
Yeah. Uh, I mean, Christopher Reeve kind of nailed it right out of the park. Uh, you could make the argument that when Clark is putting on the show of like, oh, everybody, like it could be a little much,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
but the moments where he's not having to be a bumbling jackass, uh, he's really good.
Like when in Superman 3 when he's with like Lana Lang in Smallville, he doesn't have to put on like the over the top bumbling. He's more timid, but he's not like Clark in Metropolis. He's more like himself, more relaxed. Um, he's not like, oh, I'm going to walk up these stairs. Oh no, a luggage cart's wheeling me away. Oh
Yeah.
boy. Wah, wah. Guilt,
Oh,
guilt, guilt.
Clark.
So, um, but with Superman 3, I I know it's not great. I think the villain's plot is like lame because they want to this is an era. And the 90s were even worse at it, where computers could do anything.
Yeah.
People didn't quite understand how computers work, so they could do whatever you want.
Computers equal magic.
Yeah. So like they're using this computer to literally change the weather for bean crops.
Yeah, coffee beans in Colombia, which they say the Vulcan weather monitoring satellite. It monitors the weather, does not create the weather. These are not Marjorie Taylor Greene's Jewish space lasers. So I don't know how a weather satellite manipulates the weather. I feel like if that technology existed, like World War III would have happened like 10 times over in that universe.
It's because Richard Pryor was able to do computer. He did computer on it and made it happen.
To spin off this idea that when computers really could just do anything for any random reason, um, because you don't really see that very often now, but there's a series on Hulu with Nick Offerman called Devs that I really feel transcended that, where they explained how computers can do anything. Um, and it was very gripping. I'd really recommend seeing that.
Watch that show instead of Superman 3 is what you're saying.
Well, the play off the computers can do
Yeah.
anything trope.
Um, the one thing I found interesting, I want to know what your guys' thoughts on this, is Richard Pryor basically gets away at the end.
Yes.
Even
Sure.
though Richard Pryor, even though he was being used by the bad guys, he willingly went along with it. Even though, and even like minutes before, Richard Pryor's like, I'm not with them, Superman. And Superman's like, you could have fooled me, mister. But I don't know. He just like lets him go and be like, watch the trees. And then at the end of the day, like, he's like, hey, why don't you get this job over here? You'd be really good at it. And he's like, well, I'm just going to walk 20 miles to the bus station. Do,
Yeah.
do, 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 do. It was
Yeah.
weird. Is it weird that he didn't, go after him? That didn't,
Uh sure. They were friends by that point, I guess.
I guess. So if you're friends with Superman, he'll let you get away with illegal shit.
Yeah. Which I will say probably the biggest bait and switch in this entire movie is like, okay, the poster for this movie has Richard as at this time world famous comedian Richard Pryor being carried by Superman. And like they barely interact until the third act. In fact,
Yeah.
one of the points I wanted to bring up, the whole stuff with Richard Pryor and Webster and that whole sort of evil corporate thing, whatever word I'm trying to use, not LexCorp. um, that feels completely separate and different from all the Superman stuff we see. Like it's like they shot two different movies simultaneously and then they just mashed them together with like a few scenes of like references to Superman. Like they just feel so disjointed and just so disconnected from one another.
Yeah, because Superman doesn't really know what's going on until like the end of the movie.
Right.
Um, like Richard Pryor makes like fake kryptonite, which
Mm.
basically is red kryptonite from the comics, given the
Yes.
effects it has on him. And
I'm surprised it didn't make it
Was that
red.
why he was sick?
mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Because he
Oh,
he made they tried to make kryptonite, but it was
right. I
missing an
remember
unknown
that.
element, so he added tar, so it changed the properties of the kryptonite and did something different.
I thought it just didn't work um, because it was missing that one thing, and so like Superman was able to hold it. And when I think of kryptonite, like Henry Cavill, like basically just like melting when he's near it. So
Yeah,
Well,
it didn't work at first. It took a while. It was like a drug
yeah,
in
yeah.
his system.
Thank God it wasn't pink kryptonite.
Well, if it was pink kryptonite, he'd be going after Webster, not Lorelei.
Yeah.
Which, man, kudos to Lorelei, I guess, to just pimping herself out to Superman. But
Yeah.
maybe that was a perk of the job.
Perk of
And
the
like
job.
How cold was that at the end when she was like, "Hi, honey," and he was back to normal? I was like, "I don't know you, miss." It's like,
That guy is
ooh,
gone.
yeah, damn,
That's a
ice pick
cold
to
ass
the
honky.
heart.
Uh, yeah, because there's a lot of different flavors of kryptonite in the comics, but
I was
the
not
what?
aware.
Yeah. Oh, it's every
Like
color of the
a
rainbow,
pretty
like the
much.
lantern rings.
Oh,
It's like
what does black kryptonite do?
um, I think it splits off your personality to like an evil personality.
Hold on.
I think.
Are you asking Chat GPT?
No, just Google. Okay, let's see.
Say, am I right on that? Is my Superman lore correct?
I'm look. Let's see.
Which kryptonite should I take to become a better podcaster?
There's no
Uh,
kryptonite for that.
Adderall.
Yeah.
Okay. Black kryptonite. Let's see. Uh, oh, come on. There's another article. Just tell me what the fucking effect of it
Goddamn
is.
ads.
The short summary on DC's Wikipedia says is a variant of kryptonite which temporarily affected Kryptonians in strange and unpredictable ways. Yeah, that's every kryptonite ever.
Makes you
Uh,
trip.
uh, yeah, no, there. I guess it. Yeah, it has the same. I guess. Okay.
Okay, I found it. I just
Yeah.
Googled it and I found it.
Well,
Black
Lottie
kryptonite
freaking da.
separates a Kryptonian into two distinct entities, one embodying their good side and the other their evil side.
Which is pretty much what happens here in this movie. Which can we talk about like how they give Superman the fake kryptonite is the most like okay, there was a genius simplicity in how Lex tricked Superman to expose himself to kryptonite.
Hmm.
He's just he steals it from a museum. He hides it in
Just
a
walks
lead
on in.
yeah, a lead box. He's like, "Oh, don't open that, Superman." And then boom.
It's like, well, now I want to open it.
Yeah. And of course Lex has the smug, "I told you not to open it." Here, okay, so first of all, Lana tricks Superman into coming to her kid's birthday party, which it turns out it's not just his birthday party. The entirety of Smallville has a welcome Superman
Yeah.
day.
So that's only because the kid wouldn't keep his goddamn mouth shut, and everyone in Smallville learned about it and threw that together.
It's shit like that why Clark won't tell people he's Superman,
And
or he's
I
got to
feel
mind erase him with a kiss.
Right.
and
I was like, how
I
did he
feel
get that?
I feel kind of bad for that kid because not only is this kid apparently like shat on for his entire life with everything, but now his whole goddamn birthday has been upstaged.
I mean, you wanted Superman, you got Superman.
Yeah, but then okay, so they're having this big, welcome to the town, sheriff, like from Blazing Saddles. Um, and then we get
10
Richard
pounds of
Pryor.
potato salad.
Yeah, and then
Earn the
no, that
goddamn
was at
potato salad.
oh
That
god,
was
yeah. Megan was even saying like, God, why would they leave the potato salad out all night?
oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah,
Also, is it really a high school reunion if you don't have potato salad there?
I guess not.
Also, they left that like I'm just look. I've been to a small town. All right, there is no fucking way a small down hoot nanny like a high school reunion is going to end. That night's not going to end with the place in disarray. What's going to happen is at midnight, everybody stops dancing. They throw away their drinks and they start
Yes.
putting away the
Lights go
goddamn
on.
tables.
Yeah.
They clean that place before they leave.
Won't do
Yeah.
that in a
Like
small town.
I
two
guess.
people just cleaning up everything. I was like, damn, you're never going to get anything done at that pace.
Yeah. But okay, getting back to Richard Pryor's plan to introduce the black kryptonite, essentially, we'll call it that.
Very
Um,
relevant
very
to the.
relevant.
Yes.
So he pulls up in a jeep with the evil sister Vera, He's in a full-on military garb, like a colonel or something like that,
Mhm.
and he's like, Superman, for all your great work, we present this trophy that happens to look like your greatest weakness that you're well aware of. And Superman's not suspicious at all.
Right.
Just
No,
He
like,
just takes it.
yeah,
I
he's like,
I do like his reaction though. Like I think even Superman's kind of like, the fuck is going on here? Because he's like, thank you. What
like
happened to that anyway?
the
It's still
it's
on
on Lana
display.
Lang's mantelpiece, I guess. I mean, we don't see it. I think after that and the next scene, we don't see it ever again.
Right.
I was just thinking as we were talking, like, how else could they have done the kryptonite thing? And I was thinking, like, what if like they see, oh, Superman's hanging out with this Lana Lang. What if we crafted like a piece of jewelry or something like that had the kryptonite in it? Or
Well, that's what they did in Smallville. Lana Lang had a
oh shit,
kryptonite necklace.
oh shit, I must have been subconsciously thinking of that. But that's at least an idea. It's less stupid than Richard Pryor showing up in a colonel's uniform.
Right. Or if you're gonna do like an award, like I don't know, don't make it look like a piece of junk. Like maybe like I
A
don't know,
weird
shave that
rock,
down, make it into like a ball or something. I don't know, like make it look
big
more.
diamond.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Speaking of
it
big diamonds, I love how Clark gives Lana like a diamond ring, and Lois is like clearly jealous at the end. Like
yeah,
Clark got that for you?
well, it's like it's like Michael Scott from The Office when he proposed to Holly. He shows Pam the ring. He's like, "Holy shit!" It's like, wait, you're
Three
supposed to
years.
save 3 years salary. Yeah, it's like a rock this big. It's like comically big on Lana's ring, and Brad, the drunk ex boyfriend, shows up because he and basically see more or less sees Clark getting down on one knee, giving Lana a ring. And of course, Clark subtly kicks his ass by like, "Whoa, I'm clumsy," and then pushes him into an elevator. Grant, they would never look for Brad on Jupiter.
Brad's missing? Oh well.
Shame.
Alrighty. Any final thoughts on Superman 3 before we get into our magnet opus?
Uh,
Magnet? Oh, that's not right.
uh, Evil Superman is the best part of this movie, as we briefly mentioned. That fight again. All these movies share one great terrible quality, and that is there was no fight coordinator on set. Like
Yeah.
they for the like people were like, oh, in the first Superman movie he doesn't fight anybody. That's probably for the best because all the fight sequences in 2, 3, and 4 are just they don't look good.
It
They
was a
don't look.
different time.
I
I'm really looking
guess.
forward to watching some of the newer Henry Cavill movies to see the comparison
Yeah, yeah.
because
The
each of them do have their pros and cons. Like Superman is a great character in these movies
yeah,
with a lot of depth.
yeah. That's the thing. Chris Reeve is great in all 4 of these movies.
Yeah.
Like he's got it. He just gets it. Um, but yeah, 3 is probably the is just the worst. I really I could not wait for the 2 hours to be done with this movie, and I hope to God I never have to sit through it again.
Well, guess what we're doing next week? Superman
Until
3 again.
until
No,
we start redoing the episodes.
the recording failed.
Yeah.
Um, I do you think so this I really like the junkyard fight in Superman 3, and that's not a an original opinion here on the internet, but it it makes me wonder a little bit, like obviously he's fighting, like when Superman comes down, all the construction guys are like, get the fuck out of here. They all like bail out. But do you think
Did you
they
see the
stick?
Confederate flag?
I did not see the
Yeah,
Confederate
yeah,
flag.
yeah.
He's in the South, the deep South.
Um, but like Superman's basically fighting himself, which is meant to be a
His inner
representation of an
self.
internal battle.
Yeah.
But do you think it would be like a Fight Club situation where like if people saw him, he'd just be like punching himself, and people are like,
I'm
"The fuck is going on?"
as hilarious as that would be. I genuinely believe that Clark Kent just materialized out of evil Superman,
And then evil
expunged.
Superman disappeared after Clark Kent choked him.
Yeah, oh
Yeah.
god, the least
Oh, that
convincing
was
chokehold of all
brutal.
time. He's
Yeah.
like
And like
he's got
he's
6 inches
filling his
away from his
head up
throat.
the entire time. I'm like, are you guys even trying here? Or are you just like going for like a cool picture?
Uh, oh, how do we not mention this? A lot of these Christopher Reeve movies take from the Silver Age of Superman. We haven't even talked about the super dickishness of Superman, like him fixing the Leaning Tower of Pisa and
Yeah.
blowing out the Olympic flame.
And like
Like,
Yeah.
punching a hole in a tanker truck so he can get laid.
yeah, I mean that's I mean who wouldn't do that? But just
But hey, he reverses it in a
he does reverse it,
very
and
obscure and confusing way.
those poor Italians who bought all those replacement Tower of Pisa
Yeah.
figurines.
Mamma mia! Oh my God, that's Superman.
I
We
just love that
are a
he smashes it at
stereotype.
the end. He's got these brand new trinkets to sell for the new straight Tower of Pisa, and just Superman had to fix it again.
Um, but wouldn't the tower? I mean, the tower was designed to be leaning, if memory serves. Like, with Superman pushing that, wouldn't that have like I don't know, whether it was designed to be leaning or not, like him pushing it straight back would have like clearly destroyed the whole thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
uh, and it was not designed that way. It was the foundation was unstable,
Oh,
and that's what caused the leaning.
well,
And I've
the
heard,
more you know.
well, I've heard again because I came across or I heard something on the internet years ago that apparently if we wanted to, we could fix the Tower of Pisa. We could correct it so it stands up straight, but then it's just another tower. No,
It
they
loses
want
its
to keep
specialness.
yeah, they want to keep it
Yeah.
from falling all the way, but they don't want to make it go
Yeah.
straight
Get as
up.
much money as you can out of it.
Exactly.
Alrighty. Well, let's move on to Superman 4, which I think is a worse film than Superman 3, but it's one of those so bad it's fun to watch kind of movies.
Yeah, I did not see that coming.
I think Superman 4 is an underappreciated classic. I don't care what anybody says. I
I mean,
enjoyed this movie
anybody's going to watch it
wholeheartedly.
twice.
Well, you could because the movie's only 90 minutes, so you could pound out
That's
It
actually how I
seems
watch these
short.
two movies back to back, less in like a little under 3 hours. Got them both in and out. Perfect. Loved it.
Yeah,
so
I did try to read a brief about like the production of this, but then I was like, you know what? I bet Nick already knows it, and I'm just gonna wait to see what he has to tell me.
I do, and I was just about to go into that.
Let's
So let's
hear
give a little history because this is fascinating. So they sold off the rights to Canon, and Canon lured Christopher Reeve back by saying you'll have the ability to control the story. And Christopher Reeve's like, okay. And he was big into you know, anti-nuclear weapons and all that. He's like, let's bring this like let's bring this into the modern age and talk about these issues and that and this. And they were promised a budget.
Mm.
Um, they tried to get um Christopher Reeve tried to get Ron Howard to direct, but they couldn't. Tried to get a few other people to direct. Oh, try to get Wes Craven at one point. They tried to get him to direct.
Oh,
it.
man.
Um, at one point, Christopher Reeve was going to direct, but he didn't have directing experience, so they said no, you can't. And they got I don't know whoever they got to do it, and
Sydney Fury is
well,
the
that
name.
makes me furious. No, and in production, they like slashed the budget in half, so that's why everything looks so cheap. there's like when Superman arrives at like for example, at the United Nations building, it's just
Mhm.
some random building with they got a couple of people to walk, and I guess Christopher Reeve was like, if Richard Donner was directing this, we'd be able to shoot on the area, get thousands of people, cars would be driving by. This is ridiculous. Um, they actually filmed quite a bit of footage. There was actually another nuclear man that appeared before the one that we see in the movie. They cut like 45 minutes out of this movie. And with the idea was all this footage we cut, we're going to save it for the next Superman movie. We'll find a way to incorporate it.
Oh
So
no.
Okay.
there was another villain in the movie that looked kind of like Bizarro, and Superman defeated him. Because you might remember Superman was supposed to go on a date with was it Lucy? Um Lacey? The
Wait,
the
let's see. I got it pulled up. Hold on. I'm getting it right now. Yeah, Lacey Warfield.
Lacey. And where they're talking about, oh, we're gonna go to this new hip nightclub, and we never see that date. Well, that was a scene they filmed where the other nuclear man attacks him, and then Lex Luthor's like, okay, we gotta redo this thought process to make a new one, and that's when they shoot it into the sun to make Nuclear Man. And like they cut all that out and to get to a lean 90 minutes. And uh yeah, the production, Christopher Reeve was so upset and disappointed by this production. There's a clip, and I wish I could find it. I only saw it one time where Margot Kidder was on, I want to say Letterman, promoting the movie, and he was like, "So how is this one? Is this the best one ever?" And she's like, "Well, the first one's always going to be the best one." Like she's like trying not to
Yeah.
say this movie sucks, and like it's clear by her body language that she was like, "This is bad." Um, yeah,
Well, she was probably excited too because unlike Superman 3, she actually had Lois does have more than just two bookending scenes. She's
that's
actually a
true.
featured player in this. Although she's still last billing in both these movies.
It could be a contractual thing because it says and Margot Kidder, right?
Right. And Margaret Kidder as Lois Lane.
Usually, and you probably know this, like in movies when they give that like a with credit or and credit, it's
Mhm.
usually because they're either a bigger name actor, but they're not like the main one, so they'll have like a special credit at the end, depending on how their agent works with them.
That's always
Yeah.
been confusing to me.
Like you'll notice that like in the Avengers movies, it'll say like and Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury, and Sam Jackson. Like, why would he be at the end of the credits? He's like a big guy. Well, he has that special and this. So
It's
Yeah.
weird. I'm just making the connection that John Cryer is Lex Luthor in the Superman series.
in the Supergirl series, yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, that is
that's
so
that's one of the
cool.
reasons they brought him back.
I didn't know that. Like, I feel like he's a great Lex Luthor, and he was really fun in this one. Just being, I think I was repeating every single line he said in this. He was so
He,
good.
he's like every John Hughes comedic side character
Right,
all crammed into one.
man.
It's the dude to steal.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, Gorehound. I think John Cryer is a slept-on Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like I hate him so much,
mhm.
but like he's really great at it.
He's just a dick.
Right.
Uh,
I do think he's a bit young for Lex Luthor, but that just might be like I feel like Lex Luthor should be older.
Let's see, how old is John Cryer?
he's got to be like 50 something. I'm going to say 52. We'll go 52.
All right, Goran, how do you think John Cryer is?
Uh 50, yeah.
He's 60 years old.
Really?
Okay.
hmm
I
Now,
don't like guessing ages.
when he was on Supergirl, he was probably in his mid 50s. So
Sure.
I will say this though, in Supergirl, the ages of the Luthor family do not make any sense. because Luther's mom, played by Brenda Strong,
Hmm.
Sue Ellen Miskey from Seinfeld, is 65 years old. So yeah, unless she was 5 years old when she had Lex, nah.
Sure.
So it's just one of those things you have to hand wave away.
Suspension of disbelief.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's okay.
Uh, Kind of going back to what I was saying about Christopher Reeve embodying Superman. Gene Hackman, man, glad to have you back in this one.
Yeah.
Like,
He must have got a good paycheck because he's just kind of like, I can't believe he's here.
I I love it. Like, I don't know if here's what I would say when comparing the again, you're talking about characters that have been around for like almost 100 years at this point, right? And there's so many different versions of Superman, so many different versions of Lex Luthor. I don't know if Gene Hackman is like one of the greats, but I enjoy the hell out of his performance as the greatest criminal mastermind of the 21st century. And god damn it, he's going to let you know it.
He's clearly having a ball with all this.
Yes. Oh, he's been having a ball since the first one. He's just like he gets to act like himself. The smartest guy in the room. He's an asshole and he knows it.
I'm shocked that the soundtrack for Superman 4 didn't bring back, at least I don't remember it, the villains theme like dun dun da 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 da.
Wasn't that Otis's? Where it's like
I know Otis, it was there with Otis, but in Superman 2 they used it for Lex.
okay,
Pretty sure.
roll the tape.
Roll it. The thing that always bugs me, I don't know if it's charming or what, but like the effects in this movie are awful.
Oh god. Yeah.
And they whoever wrote and
Yeah.
directed this clearly did not understand how space works because not only do you hear Superman go like this on the moon, but the nuclear man who suddenly falls in love with Lacey Warfield takes her into space. And you might say, well, they weren't really in space, they're still in the atmosphere. No, they're in space because they look back and Earth is like a tiny marble.
We're going to go with the excuse that every Superman story goes when it comes to like if Superman actually tried lifting this, he would just punch right through it. It's there's some sort of bioelectric force field around them that around these supermen that allow them to do stuff like that. AKA magic. It's magic, more or less.
I also love how it's daytime in Metropolis,
Mhm.
but subsequently it's daytime in China at the same time.
They were traveling so fast. Uh, don't forget, we discover Clark's or Superman's wall building powers.
Yes, by just
Brick
looking at something.
Brickovision. I'm assuming if they had I'm assuming if they had the budget, they would have had him like speed like you know
Maybe.
he's got like the little what is it like a mortar and pestle just like
Um, the you guys probably know more about science than me, but when a volcano is erupting and you just throw like a rock to plug it up, doesn't that just create more pressure?
no, that's scientifically accurate. That's
It
Yeah.
is?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
phew.
It's just
Well,
like
that's a relief.
it's like putting the cap back on a shaken soda bottle. Works every time.
Whew. Well, that's good. I thought that Italian village was doomed.
Look, Pompeii's been through enough once.
Um, I made some notes here. I also like how Nuclear Man's like, bring me the girl or I will hurt people, and then proceeds to not hurt people.
Yeah. Yeah. I provided some of that commentary in our group chat. You know.
He's a good guy. He doesn't. He's powered by the sun. How could somebody be powered by the sun be evil?
Um, does Superman move the moon back at the end of the movie? And did he just destroy like coastal cities by moving the moon the way he did?
Yeah.
You can just go back in time and fix it. It's fine. It's just fine. I will say, going back to the Silver Age ness, because I don't think Nuclear Man's ever been like brought over to like the mainline DC comics, even as like a
Which
joke.
blows me away that they haven't done that, even as like a joke.
Yeah, it it's not a bad character. Like, okay, on paper,
No,
it's not a bad character. In fact, you could make the argument that um, some elements of Nuclear Man probably influence like versions of Superboy, especially the ones where he's like a clone of Superman, but also has some
mm,
of Lex Luthor's DNA. You know, because that's basically what happens. You're like, we're taking straight out of Superman's hair, nuclear warheads, and then some of Lex's own DNA because he has Gene Hackman's voice.
right. Is
Yeah.
it was it meant to be that was supposed to be Lex's DNA, or they just have the voice just for no
I
reason?
I'm assuming it was. He said he's creating life, which is again, I don't know where in real estate school they teach you how to create life in order to score a big deal in business school.
Hey, it worked, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, he got all them petty nuclear arms dealers to give him a fuckload of cash.
That scheme does not make any sense to me because so let me see if I'm following this right. Luther meets with various arms dealers
Mhm.
to give him money to destroy Superman. Is that what's going on here?
Yes.
And he gets a shit ton of money, and then he decides to fire the nuclear arms dealers because then he's just going to be the nuclear arms dealer.
Yeah, he's kicking them out.
But where's he getting the weapons to sell to other countries?
Don't worry about it. He's got them in a warehouse.
And why were all the nations happy that Superman was going to get rid of all the nuclear arms when, if anything, they would be pissed off about this? They would
Yeah.
all come to Lex Luthor.
well, well, we also have to take into account. Okay, so the movie has basically like not Ronald Reagan, even though the president at in Superman's world going, well, boys and girls, the trade talks have broken down, and them Ruskies are going to stick to it. So we gotta increase the number of warheads. So yeah, trade. Diplomacy has failed. We're full on. Everybody's stockpiling. Then I guess everybody just loves Superman. If it wasn't for that one stupid kid in the middle of nowhere going like, well, first of all, the teacher is like, they're watching like what would be like terrible news. It's bad when the teacher has to roll at the TV to watch the news. Has there ever been a situation where like we're watching the news in a classroom
Yeah.
has ever been good? Hey kids, look, the Challenger's going up in the sky.
Well,
Hooray! Oh,
Yeah. Wow, that plane's getting close to that building. I was there, people. I can vouch that that something similar happened to me. So, anywho, but yeah, so the teacher goes, "Well, kids, what? Let's go with solutions. How do we solve the nuclear arms deal?" And the kids are like, oh, I don't know. And then one yokel the kid in the back says, "I know who'd do some real good. We should write a letter to Superman." Which I was like, okay, how's one kid's letter going to get Superman to rid the world of nukes?
hey,
To be fair, again, because this is a perfectly structured movie, the greedy, like Rupert Murdoch type, new owner of the planet picks up on this and is like, boom, there's our story. We're going to get this yokel, bring him to Metropolis. He's going to meet Superman and deliver him the letter. Like, you know what? As dumb as that is, that's something I could see actually happening.
I want a copy of that newspaper frame that says Superman tells kid to drop dead.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's got to be sitting in a warehouse. It's got to be sitting in somebody's like
Oh, I'm sure you
some
can find.
mom's garage or something.
I'm sure people made recreations on Etsy or something like that. I'm sure you could find it.
Oh, absolutely.
Um, Speaking of newspapers, I absolutely loved. It's a quick shot, but at towards the end, there's a copy of the Daily Planet, and it says something like, uh, "This is about your favorite paper," and favorite was spelled Favourite. They used the British spelling in an American newspaper.
Okay. That is
Well,
very odd and very good eye.
uh, I did before this episode, I did watch like I think Honest Trailers was like
Hmm.
covering the Superman movies, and they did point out that Lois Lane
Good
is a
homework.
terrible spelling. Like she's so maybe she was in charge of the headline.
That could be. All right, let's talk about the double date in this movie.
Yeah, I think that's a great scene. It's stupid, but it's not nearly as stupid as like the forced comedy in Superman 3. Uh One, it's a great idea. A double date with both uh Clark Kent dating going on a date with Lacey simultaneously while Lois is going to have a date and an interview with Superman. How are they going to pull it off?
Gaslighting, lots and lots of gaslighting.
So much gaslighting. They they're not going to have David Cornsweet do that in modern day Superman because he would get canceled like that.
Um, so like first of all, whose apartment is this?
Lacey's.
Okay, because why is Lois cooking dinner?
She's a good guest and has just had a pot roast ready to go.
Okay. I love how Superman destroys the dinner or tries to destroy the dinner. Like, oh my things, like he uses his heat vision to like burn the duck or whatever it is.
But he doesn't. But it doesn't go. But it doesn't burn the door.
Yeah, don't ask questions.
Okay.
Um, it's like, oh, that smells good. Oh no, it's burning. Oh shucks, I gotta go.
Yeah. I do like he's like, oh, I forgot a tip for the cab, but I'll be right back.
Do you have change for a 20?
Yeah. Him getting caught up in the trolley cart of suitcases, like, whoa.
Yeah.
To be fair, I feel like I've had dreams where like I was supposed to be like doing two things at the same time and trying to compromise. So I related to this a lot, and I think it's one of the best sequences uh since Orson Welles dropped the snow globe in Citizen Kane.
Nuclear man.
Nuclear.
Um, so that's the whole wild sequence, especially when Superman goes to fly off. Like
Mhm.
clearly Clark disappears at that point, and no one knows probably where he went.
Yeah. Where'd Clark go? Hmm? Wait.
Um, yeah.
Oh, what were you guys? Sorry, what were you
I was
gonna say?
going to bring up the Smallville stuff at the beginning. Like, isn't it convenient that Clark found one last crystal that's able to help him out at the end?
I did want to bring that up really fast because, and I want to make sure because I think they mentioned something in Superman 3, which will be important when we get into our next set of Superman films. Because I think in Superman 3, and it's more or less confirmed in this movie, Martha Kent is dead by this point, right?
Yes.
Okay. It's been probably 20 plus years since I saw Superman Returns. Isn't Ma Kent alive in that movie? And aren't those movies supposed to be like spiritual sequels to all the Reeves stuff?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
That's a whole thing I plan to bring up.
Okay. I do like again, Superman's again, going back to Clark Kent, his earnestness, he's like, I don't want to sell the farm to some real estate developer. I want to go to an actual farmer, you know? Like that's a small town thing.
And it plays into the whole corporate takeover of the Daily Planet. See,
Oh,
themes.
which is something I can say this movie has at least than the last one. What was the theme of Superman 3? Don't give Richard Pryor a
Compu com
computer?
computers do everything.
I guess so. They're I mean they were trying to warn us about AI back in 1983. Uh
Um,
I do like the
the
baseball game shot into the stratosphere. That was fantastic.
I think it would have been hilarious if he hits the baseball thing and hits another phantom zone that explodes, and then we
Yeah.
get three more Krypton villains. Which this is my thing with Superman 4 is that this movie, and maybe it's good it's the last one in this series, but it's like a greatest hits of the previous movies. Like you get the repeat Smallville
Mm.
at the beginning. You get the repeat of Clark losing his powers, getting a kryptonite thing, whatever, a
Yeah.
Mhm.
crystal. You have like the super villain he fights like in Superman 2. You have Luther back doing shenanigans. You have
Rinse and repeat.
the flying with Lois again,
Yeah.
and the kiss that erases her memory again.
Yes. I did
Which,
not know that was a power.
oh yeah, which I will say this, I was like, okay, Christopher Reeve had a say in the story, and when they're like, when Lois was like, I remember, I'm like, yes, that was the worst part of Superman too, and it's like, and it just it was going to be retcon to be like, yeah, she remembered everything. She knows that Clark is Superman. You know, they could build this relationship. She could trust, he could trust her, and then boom, super forget your memory. He's probably done that to Lois like a dozen times, right? He's like, I need some advice.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Superman. Can I reveal to you? Can we talk about my problems?
Let's fly.
Ah, thanks, therapist Lois. What am I?
Like that robot chicken
Yeah,
sketch. Like I need to use the power more often.
but yeah, it's just, I was like, oh my god, this movie's actually doing a retcon, which I'm liking, and then of course it goes right back to status quo. Lois Lane chasing after Superman. I think to be fair, I think that was the like status quo in the comics at the time.
For the most part, yeah. Well,
That he didn't reveal himself to anybody.
yeah.
But
Um, so this is weird. This is not weird, but this is interesting. In the Silver Age, Superman's greatest power was gaslighting Lois Lane and
to be
Lana
honest,
Lang, so he doesn't reveal his identity. But there's also they Superman and Lois were a couple. They were dating. Um, between Superman 3 and Superman 4, DC Comics went through a reboot and
Mm.
with the Crisis on Infinite Earths.
I was about to say, yeah,
And uh with that reboot, Superman comics kind of changed, I would say for the better, where uh the Lois and Clark dynamic was different. And there wasn't as much gaslighting. Superman eventually does really tell Lois about his secret identity, but it doesn't happen until like the early 90s. So we weren't quite there yet, uh but these movies, since they were established during that silver bronze age of comics, stuck with that status quo.
yeah. I will say like the new take on like the Superman Lois relationship where they're just a loving couple, usually either in a long term relationship or husband and wife. I think that's much more. I personally just like that more.
Mhm.
Like Superman Lois did it great. The new Superman movie does it pretty well, although it's not really much of a focus.
No,
Um, but yeah, here it just we're what am I doing out here on this balcony? How many times you've done this, Clark? How many? That's the question we need to answer.
he's a borderline sex pest.
I mean, fuck, yeah, pretty much. I mean, he's kissing Lois and making her forget what happened. Like, holy shit. You would not be able to get away with that today in any sort of context.
Probably not, no.
No. Um oh god, yeah, that and I will say I know you're talking about like Superman's greatest hits in this
Hmm.
movie. I do appreciate that when gets depowered, he's like he looks fucking sick. And I think there's like one shot before he gets his powers back where he's holding the crystal, where I think his hair is gray.
Oh
Right,
yeah,
they
yeah,
aged him.
Yeah, which
yeah.
I think is a nice personally, I actually kind of like that, where it's
So if
just
he
like,
didn't find this last shard, he was just gonna die.
I think that's the impression, yeah.
Huh. Okay.
yeah, well, because the fortress is gone by this point, right? Fortress of Solitude.
And so like if he gets sick again,
I don't remember.
he's going to die.
Sure, but what are the odds that another nuclear man's going to be made? He got
I
rid
mean,
of
a
all the
lot of this
nukes.
is rinse and repeat.
I think wasn't there a scene at the fortress in this one? There was, because now the fortress has all the elders of Krypton, because he's talking about getting rid of the nuclear weapons.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Which is again, we couldn't afford Brando. Obviously, these movies had like I hate to say it, but these movies had decreasing budgets. 'Cause I think three was like 39 million, compared to like the first two had like a roughly $50 million budget, and this one has 17.
Well, like, to be fair with the first two,
They were all shot together at the same time, so
yeah,
like a
so that kind of
$100 million movie.
muddles it. Let's see. The budget for Superman 1, according to Wikipedia, 55 mil. Superman 2, 54 mil. Let's see. Superman 3. What's going on here? 39. Oh yeah, so it did have a significant less budget. That's wild.
Yeah,
Usually sequels will get more money.
yeah. I mean, I will say, Superman 3 and technically this movie did make its budget back, because I think it was like I think Superman 3 made like 80 million at the box office, and
Yeah.
Superman 4 had like 36, which compared to like a $17 million budget, it broke even.
Yeah, but I wonder how much of that was what do you call it? Uh marketing went into that and everything else, but
Yeah, it's hard to say in 1980s money.
I'm seeing this on Wikipedia. Reeve regretted his decision to be involved in this film, saying Superman 4 was a catastrophe from start to finish. The failure was a huge blow to my career.
Oof. Which is a shame, because I do think it's a pretty fun, compared to my opinions on the other on 2 and 3. I enjoyed this one the most. I know that's a bold statement, but God damn it, I'm sticking by it. It's
Um,
fun. The nothing feel. I think why I like this the most. Nothing feels disconnected. Like that was my big thing with like Superman 2. You got the Superman Low stuff, and then you got Zod's Rampage, and they feel so like each one feels so disconnected from the other that you're like, that it only makes sense, or the movie only gets better when those two elements finally meet. Superman 3, you got Richard Pryor doing corporate espionage with computers, and then you got Superman going Breaking Bad. And that movie doesn't get better when those two elements meet.
I hope you
So
don't
this
expect
one,
me to save you because I don't do that stuff anymore.
yeah. Oh, Superman, you would have caught that truck, but you're about a minute late. Oh yeah, I forgot. He's like, I always get there in time. Let's sit on the couch. What's up with you, Lana?
And you know what's also kind of wild about that? When he eventually gets there,
Yeah,
they like yell at Superman, like, "Wish you could have got here sooner, Superman." I'm like, Superman doesn't have to come and rescue your ass. You don't be dependent on him.
yeah. You're careful, Nick. You're sounding awful lot like Zack Snyder.
Secret tip, James Gunn. Start with a regular punch and slow it down. That's not a secret thing, Zack
Every,
Snyder.
I do love that, in that again, to those who don't know what we're referencing, in a recent Rick and Morty, James Gunn and Zack Snyder voiced themselves, and they have a conversation about their respective Supermen.
I did not know that's what Zack Snyder sounded like.
Yeah, he's kind of he doesn't sound the way you think he would sound. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like I think he's one of those people that's like, look, I like you as a person, but as a filmmaker, you're all over the fucking place.
Yeah, everything I hear about Zack Snyder sounds like he's like a really good guy in real life, that people
Yeah,
genuinely like him, which is good. That's good to hear.
if he wants to keep making bad movies, but he's happy with them, who are we
Hey,
to judge?
right.
Like, we'll get into this more next week, but I think, well, I don't think Zack Snyder should have been allowed to cook. I appreciate that he at least had his own style of cooking. You know, you would never get a Marvel movie that looked anything like Man of Steel or Batman v Superman. Like, it's amazing that those movies are both have a lot of studio interference and yet still a lot of Zack Snyder. It's like a weird dichotomy.
We'll save the Zack
Yeah,
Snyder chat
yeah.
until next week. So,
Till next week.
all right.
Uh,
But any other final thoughts or comments on anything for Superman 3 and 4?
uh,
I enjoyed them. They were fun to watch. There were a lot to take in. I'm never gonna watch them again, but Christopher Reeve is a sweetheart and really deserves his reputation as being, um, like, if not the best Superman.
Would you show these movies to your kid?
No, because they're old. Like they show it. They do not look like anything that's made today. And I think that we already have a developed appreciation for these older type films. Um, you know, kids these days are watching YouTube that we don't get because we are the older generation now. So
well,
I did.
or
Oh, go ahead, cuz.
no, you go ahead, Nick.
I was like, I kind of wanted to put this on. This number 4, because I think number 4 is more, I won't say kid appropriate, but more kid interest because Superman does more in it versus number 3, where there's long stretches where Superman does nothing.
Yeah,
Um, I was tempted to have it on with my kids walking around to see if they'd be interested in it, but given everything we were doing, um, I that never happened. But I want to know what their reaction would be to it.
you should try that experiment again, but with Man of Steel and see what happens. um, I mean, I will agree with your point. I do think Superman 4 is a little bit more kid friendly. Uh, Unlike Superman 3, where Superman plows. Um, but I will. Uh, one point I did want to bring up because I kept this in the back of my head. And I know this is again going to be another hot take for me on Superman 4. Yes, the effects in this movie are bad. The blue screen and the fact that they repeat the same shot of Superman flying directly towards the camera. Yeah, it's not great. But with that being said, I was fairly impressed by the opening sequence with the cosmonauts, where they're like
Oh,
in the little space pod and they're floating around. I'm like, you know what? That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. They look like they're in space. They're floating around. They're not like, they're not just like standing in this thing. I thought it looked fine. So
yeah.
I thought that was probably the best looking effect in the movie.
And I will also say this, the soundtrack to this movie, even though they're reusing a lot of the same themes, the soundtrack by Alexander Courage is actually pretty good. I like his remixes of the
yeah,
John
the,
Williams score.
I really did appreciate that, the score of these movies where I was like, these look. I kept on thinking that they were just made for TV movies, but the score really held it above that.
Yeah. I will say, I mean, there's a reason the first four Superman movies are in many ways the gold standard. I mean, John Williams' theme is still being used in 2025. James Gunn's like, look, we're not going to top this. There's no way of topping this. Like, we'll do a remix where it's a little bit fitting
It's
with the
more subtle.
well, more subtle, but then it kind of fits in with that. his idea of like, being a little more pop punk.
Mm.
But still, like, we're not gonna. Yeah, we gotta include John Williams, and there's gonna be a reason why every Superman actor from now to the end of time will be compared to Christopher Reeve, because the standard is the standard. He's got Clark Kent down. He's got Superman down. He's got even the in between where he's not quite putting on the Clark Kent show. He's not putting on the Superman show. He's just being himself. He's being Cal.
You know,
Uh,
Christopher Reeve is the Superman that Adam West is to Batman. Fight me on that one, internet.
mhm. And with Christopher Reeve, he didn't need any muscle padding in his costume. Pure Reeve. And how
Although
come Batman doesn't dance anymore? Remember the Bat 2C?
heck away, kids.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess it's going to do it for us, huh? Huh?
Mhm.
Huh?
I like it.
Huh? All right. Well, everyone, thanks for listening to our Superman 3 and 4 takedown. For my hosts, the Gorehound
Mhm.
and Cousin Charles.
Yo.
This has been the All New Culture Cast. Hope you have a pleasant week. And next week, join us when we talk about Twilight, which is really a Superman movie. See you then. You've been listening to the All New Culture Cast. Drop us a line at nick.culturecast@gmail.com. We can't promise we'll read it. Theme music by Dana Vodovaz. Check out their work on YouTube at Vodovaz Music Productions. This has been a Saltwater production. Thanks for listening.
Don't let my name get out. I am only known as. Oh well, it does say my name in the bottom part.
I do block it out.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Clearly you haven't. Clearly you've all watched the videos.
I haven't even gotten around to trolling you yet.
No, I do mark it. I do block out our little names and put in our
Oh, that's cute.
what do you call it?
Uh,
Pseudonyms,
Yeah.
handles.
Stage
Yeah.
names.
You
Stage
should give
names.
mine with the chiller font.
I could try.
Thanks.